Hi everyone, welcome to the online lecture History of Japan. I'm at Oyu Stone Circles in Kazuno, Akita Prefecture. Very unique place where you can feel spirituality of the Jomon people. I'll talk about this place later. Why was the Jomon period peaceful for about 13,000 years? These are the 6 key points of the period. I've explained about environment, food, tools, fashion and living space so far. The topics of this video are trade and logistics and belief. Let's start right away. First, trade and logistics. To begin with the conclusion, the Jomon people had a very wide range of activities. There are so many Jomon sites, and people trade with each other. For example, various things were gathered at Sannai Maruyama site from many different places. This is a very famous and symbolic Jomon site, and I covered this site in the previous video. Regional obsidian was brought from different places such as Tokachi and Shirataki in Hokkaido, Oga in Akita, Gasan in Yamagata, Sado in Niigata, and Kirigamine in Nagano prefectures. This glass-like stone was processed into arrows and spears for hunting, knives for cooking, and other tools. Jade was brought from the Itoigawa area in Niigata prefecture, about 470 kilometers away. The place mined jade was very rare and limited. It was mainly from this area. Jade from Itoigawa were found at Funadomari site in Hokkaido, about 800 kilometers away. This site flourished from about 3800 to 3500 years ago. Amber was brought from Kuji area in northern Iwate prefecture. Jade and amber are thought to have been necessary for decoration and rituals, rather than as daily use. Next, asphalt. When crude oil that has exuded to the surface of the earth and exposed it to wind and rain, it oxidizes into asphalt. Natural asphalt has durability and adhesion. This is natural asphalt. As it is used today for road paving and waterproofing materials, the Jomon people also made use of its properties. Harpoons, arrowheads, and other items using this material have been excavated in Jomon sites. It was used as glue to attach arrowheads to the ends of wooden arrows and repair broken potteries. Collected asphalt lumps were carried in potteries or shells as containers. A large amount of tools used for application were also excavated, indicating that the tools were used while being melted by heat. Asphalt in a pottery was found at Toyosaki N site in Hakodate, Hokkaido. Very close to this place at the Mako B site, lumps of asphalt were discovered too. This is thought to have been a workshop. These sites date back about 3,500 years. These places are considered as asphalt-producing sites during the Jomon period. Most of them were located on the Sea of Japan side, which coincides with current oil and natural gas production areas. Asphalt was transported to Funadomari site in Hokkaido. In the previous video, I talked about Satohama site in Miyagi prefecture, the largest salt-producing site during the Jomon period. Salt was transported across the Owu Mountains to villages in present Yamagata areas. Conversely, many stone tools made of shell from the Mogami River basin in Yamagata were found in shell mounds along the coast of Matsushima Bay, where there was no stone to make stone tools. These findings clearly indicate that trade was conducted between the two regions. Let's take a look at the Jomon site in Kanto region. This is a general view of Kasori shell mounds. It's one of our symbolic Jomon sites. The picture is the reconstructed village. From here, obsidian from Wadatoge, Nagano prefecture, and Kozushima, a remote island about 160 kilometers away, were excavated. Jade from Itoigawa was found too. In western Japan, many stones called enstatite andesite have been found. This is a hard, glassy stone, formed when lava rapidly cooled and hardened near the surface of the earth during a volcanic eruption. Like obsidian, it was used as arrowheads and knives and distributed in the surrounding areas. It's extremely rare mineral in the world, found only in Nijosan in Nara Prefecture and Goshikidai area in Kagawa Prefecture. Oke Islands are also producing area of obsidian. It was transported not only to the surrounding areas, but also to present Russia and the Korean Peninsula. Oke obsidian was discovered in 18,000-year-old ruins around Nahotka and Vladivostok. It's before the Jomon period. There were obsidian-producing areas in Western Japan too. What is even more surprising is that the shells, which are only found around the southern part of Japan, were transported to Funadomari site, Hokkaido, about 2,000 kilometers and more away. Jade from Itoigawa were found in Okinawa Prefecture. In Okinawa, pieces of pottery from Tohoku were discovered at Hanzanbaru B site, Chatan 2. By the way, how did they transport these items? Land routes, of course. As you already know, they were transported by dugout canoe. It was made by splitting a chestnut or cedar tree log in half and hollowing out the inside. Japan's oldest wooden dugout boat was discovered at Kaminarishita site in Chiba Prefecture. It was used about 7,500 years ago. Length is about 7.2 meters and width is 50 centimeters. This site was discovered during excavations for road construction. Wooden boats of the Jomon period have been found at 60 sites throughout Japan. These are just examples. We can imagine that the trade routes were much more complex and overlapping. Anyway, these facts tell us that large-scale trade was already flourishing throughout Japan and further afield at the time. Finally, about belief. Let's take a look at the transition figure of residential style presented in the last video. The Jomon people's belief is closely related to their lifestyle. Although there are differences according to period and location, residential areas and tombs were located very close to each other. I want to present two sites that are representative of the period. First, Sannai Maruyama site. This site cannot be dismissed when describing the Jomon period. In this figure, it is here. This is a residential area. These are the graves of adults and children. This is a mound where the soil from digging pit houses, ashes, pottery, stone tools, and other waste were dumped. As the process was repeated many times, it became higher than the surrounding area, eventually forming a small hill. The earth, sand, and the waste were leveled as much as possible. Do you remember Omori mounds that I covered in the previous video? This site is a pioneer of Japanese archaeology. It's quite possible that the shell mound was not just a dumping ground for food and pottery, but also a place to bury the old things they ate and used. Some scholars suggest that it was a place of rituals to send things back to the other world after they had served their purpose. It's said that the act of throwing things away was accompanied by a prayer that they would return and bring abundance. The Jomon people are thought to have believed that the spirits inhabit everything in this world. About the 6-pillar steel building that is one of the symbols of this site. It's said that the use of the building include a place to worship the sacred, a watchtower, and a monument. On the other hand, there is another theory. There are 5 building sites with similar pillar layouts near here. It's said that the placement of these pillars may be related to sunrise and sunset depending on the season. The verified results are maybe or maybe not. Further excavation and verification is needed to uncover the truth. Next one is Oyu Stone Circles. It's located on the plateau on the bank of Oyu River in Kazuno City. It's believed that people lived here about 4,000 years ago. This is a large-scale ritual site in the late Jomon period. The site consists mainly of two large stone circles. Manza Stone Circle has a diameter of 52 meters, and Nonaka-do's diameter is 44 meters. In this figure, this site belongs to here. The stones, grouped in units of a dozen or more, are arranged to form a double circle. These are tombs, and human bones have been found in holes dug under the stones. The stones were brought from a nearby river. About 6,500 stones were used in the Manza side and 2,000 in the Nonaka-do side. Part of the outer ring is broken off, and there are some wide passageways extend outward. The passage is lined on both sides with stones. There were the remains of dugout houses. Since there is no trace of fireplace inside, it's presumed that these were not dwellings, but facilities for funeral and ceremonies. It's thought that this site was not only a communal cemetery, but also a place for rituals to be performed jointly by the people living in the surrounding villages. It may have been a place to strengthen family or community ties through rituals. Some believe that this site is the one that is associated with the sun. The line connecting the center of Nonaka-do, the center of Manza, and the sundial-shaped stones coincide with the direction of sunset on the summer solstice. Jomon period stone circles are concentrated in northern and eastern Japan. These are the names of the ruins with their location. Although I only showed you the example of two Jomon sites, they suggest that people of the time had an appreciation for nature and all beings, and a sense of concern for ancestral spirits as a part of their daily lives. This is the essence of Shinto that I introduced in the first video of the lecture. Thanks to nature and our many ancestors, we are alive today. I believe these thoughts and customs are still carried on to us. Well, I want to introduce some customs and objects that symbolize the spirituality of the Jomon people. Burial. During the Jomon period, there was no custom of cremation, and when mourning the deceased, they were buried mostly in a crouched position. The main custom was to lay people on their backs. There are some theories as to the reason for the practice of burial in the crouching position. Some say it was to save labor in digging burial pits, to pray for the rebirth in the fetal position, to avoid the resurrection of the evil spirits of the dead, or to take the form of a natural resting position. Mostly the limbs of the deceased were bent, while in others the limbs were straightened. In some cases, special ornaments and accessories are found in graves. Children who died in infancy were buried in mass graves close to their dwellings, often in coffins made from reused potteries used for boiling and cooking. Many of the potteries have holes and round stones were placed inside. It suggests that there may have been other feelings towards child's death, such as hope for rebirth. Kids' footprint. Clay plates fired after children's feet were pressed into clay have been excavated from Hokkaido to Tohoku regions. Some plates with handprints on them have been found too. The tablets are about 1 to 2 cm thick. Each plate has 1 or 2 holes through which a string can be threaded to hang it. It's said that these were made by parents as a memento of their children who died at an early age. On the other hand, there is another theory. It's a good luck charm to pray for healthy growth of the child. Either way, it's a heartwarming proof of affection between parents and children. Dog graves are also found at the Jomon sites because they were believed to be very good partners for Jomon people's daily lives. Sometimes they were buried with people, and sometimes they were found with burial accessories. Tooth extraction. Many of the excavated Jomon people show evidence of intentional tooth extraction. Although there were regional differences, the anterior, either upper or lower jaw, and canine teeth were mainly extracted. It's generally considered as a rite of passage to become an adult. There are other possible reasons include marriage, mourning, wishing for the resurrection of the dead, and to ward off evil spirits. Dogu, earthen figure. It's one of the mysteries of the Jomon period. They are doll-like objects made of clay. They are found all over Japan and vary in form according to age and location. The oldest one found at Aidani-Kumahara site is about 13,000 years old. It's about 3 centimeters high. Many of them are in female form. They have breasts and represent pregnant women. Some hold a child. This shape leads to the theory that they were made to pray for the prosperity of offspring and safe childbirth. In addition, they are often found with missing hands and feet. The result of excavation of human bones have revealed that many people died of infectious disease at the time, and some were found to have suffered from cancer, broken bones, rheumatism, and other diseases. That's why there is another theory that Dogu was used in substitutionary spell to pray for the healing of the bad parts of the body by breaking them. This was found at Sannai Maruyama site, a flat clay figurine. Length is 32 centimeters. The head was excavated from the garbage dump area in yellow and the body from the habitation area in orange, about 90 meters away. In the Kanto and the Tohoku regions, food was abundant during the Middle Jomon period. It was very warm. Jomon people ate white vegetables, collected chestnuts and mushrooms, cultivated potatoes and beans, caught fish and animals according to the seasons. However, in the late Jomon period, it was cold time and became difficult to collect and cultivate food. The graph on the right shows the number of excavated dogu in the middle and late Jomon period. As you can see, the number of dogu excavated in these areas in the late Jomon period increased compared to the middle Jomon period. This fact leads some to believe that they were used to pray for good harvest. One researcher has proposed the theory. Spirits of certain nuts, grains, or shellfish were symbolized to pray for good harvest. Look at this image. According to the theory, this figure represents the spirits of onigurumi, a kind of walnuts. The face of the dogu is assumed to represent the cross-section of a cracked walnut. The area where this dogu was found is still blessed with walnut trees today. The another one is an imitation of a clam. This dogu was found around today's Lake Kasumigaura, where was the sea during the middle Jomon period. Many clams and shells were found at the Jomon sites around this area. It indicates that people at the time ate them. The theory is that its face is a clamshell and hands are clam feet, and its breast represents the shellfish water inlet pipes. It's very interesting perspective. Let me show you some unique dogu. This one was excavated at Chobonai no site. The inside is hollow and the outside is covered with lacquer. It was discovered in 1975 when a lady put her hoe in the field to dig potatoes. This place is very close to the site where the lacquered burial items were discovered that are introduced in the last video. This one is called Gassho dogu. Gassho means joint palms together. The figure posed seated, arms resting on knees, hands together in front, fingers interlocked. The base of both thighs and knees and arms are broken, but there are signs of asphalt repair in the broken parts. Red pigment remains on the face and parts of the body of the figurine, suggesting that the entire body was painted red at the time when it was used. And the most famous dogu in Japan is this. It's called shakoshiki dogu. Literally, it means figure has a light shielding. It has goggle-like eyes. What does it look like to you? Many people say it looks like an alien. This was found at Kamegaoka site in Aomori Prefecture and can now be seen at the Tokyo National Museum. Shakoshiki-style dogu were excavated mainly at the late Jomon period site located around northern Tohoku regions. There are so many unique dogu, but I have to stop. Another mystery, Magatama. It's curved or comb-shaped stone. Materials include jade, agate, crystal, stone, clay, and animal fangs. What this shape represents is uncovered. There are some theories. Moon, fetus, yin and yang, and the shape of the soul. Why did the Jomon people make them? It's said that Magatama were ornaments to be attached to necklaces. It's also believed to have been used as an amulet to protect against evil spirits. I personally believe that it was used as a symbol to bond strong ties among family and clan. Magatama is one of the 3 sacred treasures regarding the emperor. The 3 sacred treasures are Yata no Kagami, mirror, Kusanagi no Tsurugi, sword, and Yasakani no Magatama, jewel. They represent the 3 primary virtues: wisdom, valor, and benevolence. Since ancient times, these treasures are inherited from previous emperor through traditional ceremony when a new emperor ascends to the throne. When His Majesty the Emperor Naruhito acceded to the throne on 1st May in 2019, Kenji to Shoken no Gi, the ceremony for inheriting the imperial regalia and seals, was conducted. Through the ceremony, Kusanagi no Tsurugi and Yasakani no Magatama were handed over from the previous emperor to the newly enthroned emperor. According to the myth Kojiki, when Ninigi no Mikoto descended from the worlds of kamis to today's Japan to govern the land, Amaterasu Omikami handed him rice ears. At the same time, His Majesty received the 3 sacred treasures. And here we are today. Rice is very important staple food for us. This is what I meant in the first video. Myths have existed in Japan since ancient times, and long traditions have been handed down to the present day. Magatama was already used in the Jomon period, and it is still used in the sacred imperial ceremonies. Finally, I want to show you unique Jomon items. These are the ones excavated in Oyu Stone Circles. Small mushrooms and bell-shaped earthenwares and small pots. Aren't they cute? I wonder if people wish for good harvest with these. And this is Doban. Cute, isn't it? It looks like a mascot. If you look closely, you can see dice-like dots from 1 to 6 on the front and back. The bottom part of the tablet has a hole, which is connected to a mouse-like hole. What on earth were the Jomon people thinking when they made these things? Very unique and interesting. The Jomon period was a very prosperous and peaceful time. Throughout the Jomon period series so far, I have briefly summarized it. There are many mysteries because there are no written or textual materials. It may be so hard to find the truth about purpose and reason for the items and rituals of this period. But I believe there are things we should learn now from the traces left behind by the Jomon people. Appreciation to our ancestors and nature, and live with nature, go with the flow. The Jomon period series ends here. Let's move on to the next. Japan travel tips. Lake Towada. It's about 23 kilometers from Oyu Stone Circles. This was a volcano. Rainwater accumulated inside caldera over a long period of time and formed the lake. There is a cruise ship. If you have a chance to visit Lake Towada, don't forget to take riverside walk at Oirase Keiryu. The water comes from the lake. Clear water, sounds of stream and waterfalls, beautiful colors and scents of trees and leaves makes you very relaxing. Every season has different scenery. Tokyo National Museum. It's located in Ueno Park area. There are so many collections. At the main hall, you can see permanent exhibits like ceramics, sculptures, lacquer crafts, old letters, paintings, samurai swords and arms, and kimonos, and more. In the Heisei-kan, visitors can see the Shakoshiki Dogu. Heisei-kan is connected to the main building and exhibits excavated items from the Paleolithic to the Edo period. The museum constantly has special exhibitions throughout the year. There are also other museums and Ueno Zoo nearby. Ueno Park is very famous for cherry blossoms. When they are in full bloom, the tunnel of the cherry blossom is stunning. When you have a chance to visit here right time, please enjoy Hanami as Japanese people do. You'll see many happy campers. It's so fun. That's all. Thank you for watching. See you next time.